They told you Amun was the king of the gods, a powerful deity with a tall, feathered crown, the patron of pharaohs and empires. They showed you his grand temples at Thebes and told you he was a state god, a figure of worldly power and authority. But that is a mask, a persona, a lie of limitation placed upon a force so vast, so profound, and so mysterious that it defies all definition. The real Amun is not the king of the gods. He is the hidden source from which the gods themselves are born. His true name means the Hidden One, and this is the greatest secret of all. He is not a god who is hiding. He is the principle of hiddenness itself. He is the sacred, intelligent void before creation, the absolute silence from which the first sound emerged, the quantum field of pure potential that existed before the Big Bang. They gave him a face and a throne because they could not bear to look into the vast, formless mystery he truly represents. They turned the infinite into an idol because they did not want you to realize the truth. That the same hidden, unknowable source of all creation is not in a distant heaven, but at the very center of your own being. You have been taught to look for God in the light, in the form, in the revealed word. But the ultimate power, the source of all sources, has always been hidden in the darkness, in the silence, in the mystery. This is the story of Amun, the god who is not a god, the one who is everything and nothing, the invisible power behind all things. To understand Amun, you must understand the most critical evolution in Egyptian thought, the union of Amun and Ra. At the height of the new kingdom, the priests proclaimed a new, unified divine principle, Amun-Ra. To the historian, this was a clever political move, a way to merge the powerful priesthood of Amun at Thebes with the ancient solar cult of Ra. But to the mystic, this was not a merger. It was a revelation. It was a profound metaphysical statement that solved the ultimate paradox of existence. Amun is the hidden one. He is the unseen, transcendent, formless source. He is the dark, fertile womb of the cosmos, the pure potential before anything exists. Ra is the manifest one. He is the visible, life-giving light of the sun, the first and most powerful expression of creation. By uniting them, the ancient sages were declaring, the hidden one is the manifest one. The unseen is the seen. The source is the creation. This is not a simple statement. It is the key to a non-dual reality. It shatters the simplistic idea that the spiritual world and the material world are separate. It reveals that the darkness of the void and the light of creation are not enemies. They are two faces of the same single, divine reality. Amun is the silent, invisible breath that animates all things. Ra is the visible light and warmth that breath produces. You cannot have one without the other. Together, Amun-Ra represents the complete and total cycle of existence, the unmanifest and the manifest, the potential and the actual, the silence and the sound. This understanding is a direct challenge to the binary, good versus evil worldview that later systems of control would impose upon humanity. In the paradigm of Amun-Ra, darkness is not evil. It is the sacred, potent womb from which all light is born. The hidden is not something to be feared. It is the source of all that can be known. This is a spirituality for the brave, for those who are willing to hold the ultimate paradox, to look into the darkness and see the face of God. And this grand cosmic reality is mirrored perfectly within you. Inside every human being, there is a silent, hidden, formless core of pure witnessing awareness. a part of you that is beyond your personality, beyond your thoughts, beyond your emotions. That is your inner Amun. And there is the part of you that acts in the world, that creates, that speaks, that shines its unique light. That is your inner Ra. You have been taught to identify only with your light, with your Ra. To build your identity around your actions, your achievements, your personality. And you have been taught to fear your inner darkness, your silence, your formless, unknown depths. But wholeness is not found in choosing the light over the dark. It is found in realizing that you are the unified field of Amun-Ra that contains them both. You are the silence and the sound. You are the stillness and the dance. You are the hidden God and the manifest world. This is the secret of true spiritual sovereignty. The deepest mystery teachings of the ancient world took the concept of Amun even further. In the esoteric cosmology of the priests, Amun was not just another god, even the king of them. He was the creator of the creators, the god behind the gods. In some creation myths, the other great creator gods, like Ptah and Thoth, are not his equals. They are emanations of him. They are the first thoughts that arose from his silent, unknowable mind. He is the self-created one. He willed himself into being from the void. One of the most beautiful and strange of these myths describes his act of creation not as a grand series of pronouncements, but as the cackle of a great goose. Before all things, there was only silence and the primordial waters of Nun. And then Amun, as the great cackler, let out a primal honk, a vibrational burst that shattered the silence and initiated the entire cosmic order. This is a stunningly sophisticated concept. It is the Egyptian version of the Big Bang, of the primordial Aum, of the divine Logos or Word. It is the understanding that creation begins with vibration, with sound emerging from a silent, hidden source. But here is the paradox that makes Amun so unique and so threatening to systems of control. Despite being the most supreme, transcendent, and unknowable force in the universe, he was also known as the champion of the poor, the vizier of the humble. The great hymns to Amun declare that he is the one who hears the prayers of the oppressed, the one who comes at the voice of the poor in distress. This is revolutionary. It means that the ultimate, hidden source of the cosmos is also the most intimate and directly accessible of all divine forces. To reach the other gods, you might need a priest, a ritual, a temple. But to reach Amun, the hidden one, all you needed was a sincere heart. He was the God of the voiceless because he could hear the silent prayer. He could feel the unspoken intention. This was a dangerously democratic idea. If the most humble person in the land has a direct, unmediated connection to the ultimate source of all creation, then what is the purpose of the vast, wealthy, and powerful religious hierarchy? The priests of Amun themselves may have held great worldly power, but the core teaching of their God rendered them spiritually obsolete. If the king of the universe is the personal champion of the powerless, the entire structure of control is revealed to be a sham. This is a primary reason why the true, transcendent, and paradoxical nature of Amun had to be obscured. They kept his crown and his temple, but they hid the key to his silent, ever-present, and universally accessible kingdom. If Amun represents the profound truth of a formless, mysterious, and directly accessible source, then why has the modern world been built on the opposite foundation? Why have we been conditioned to fear the unknown, to worship the tangible, and to seek God only in forms that have been approved by an external authority? Because the suppression of the Amun principle was a necessary step in the creation of a controllable humanity. The war on mystery has been a long and successful one. The later religions that came to dominate the world, particularly the Abrahamic faiths, needed a God that was definable. A God that could be a king, a father, a lawgiver, a judge. A God with a personality, with emotions, with a clear set of rules. This personified God is much easier to use as a tool of social control. The abstract, paradoxical, and formless nature of Amun was a direct threat to this new model. A God who is both the darkness and the light, both the silence and the sound, cannot be used to create a simple morality of us versus them. A God who is a mystery invites questioning. A God who is a king demands obedience. And so, the Western mind was systematically taught to fear the void. The darkness, which for the ancients was the fertile womb of creation, was rebranded as hell, as evil, as oblivion. Nothingness became the ultimate terror. Amun, as the divine embodiment of the sacred creative void, had to be forgotten. They replaced the promise of the fertile darkness with the threat of the empty abyss. You were taught to fill every moment with noise, with distraction, with thought, because in true silence, in the inner void, you might accidentally stumble upon the presence of the Hidden One and remember that you need no one else to connect you to the source. This war on the unseen was not just philosophical. It played out in history. The pharaoh Akhenaten's famous heresy is often framed as the first move towards monotheism. But it can also be seen as a war against Amun. Akhenaten tried to erase the entire pantheon, including the powerful priesthood of Amun, and replace it with the worship of a single deity, the Aten. The Aten was the physical disk of the sun. It was the purely visible, tangible, manifest aspect of the divine. Akhenaten's revolution was, in essence, an attempt to reject the mystery of the hidden Amun in favor of the certainty of the visible Ra. It was a rejection of the unseen in favor of the seen. It failed, but it was a sign of the direction the world was heading. The consequences of this global suppression are the very fabric of your modern life. You live in a civilization that is pathologically terrified of silence. You are conditioned to believe that your worth is in what you do, what you say, what you produce. Your manifest Ra aspect. Your being, your silent, formless, Amun-like essence is considered worthless. Don't just sit there. Do something, is the mantra of a world that has forgotten that all doing arises from being. We fill our lives with endless noise and distraction, social media, 24-hour news, constant entertainment, not because we are joyful, but because we are terrified of what we might find if we were ever truly quiet. We are running from the fertile void within, the very place where our own divinity is waiting to be born. The suppression of Amun was the suppression of your own deep, mysterious, and silent soul. But you cannot destroy the void. You can only ignore it, and the path back to the source is not a path of adding more, but of taking away. It is the path of the mystic, the path of silence, the path that leads directly into the heart of the Hidden One. The way to connect with Amun is not through elaborate rituals, dogmatic prayers, or intellectual study. The path to the Hidden One is through silence. It is in the practice of deep meditation when you learn to quiet the relentless chatter of the mind. In the space between your thoughts, in the stillness beneath the surface of your personality, you can begin to feel a presence, a vast, calm, and intelligent emptiness that is not empty at all. It is the source from which your thoughts, your consciousness, and your very sense of self emerge. This is the presence of Amun. He is the canvas, and your life is the painting. You have been taught to focus only on the painting. the mystic learns to become aware of the canvas itself. To live in the wisdom of Amun is to learn to trust the unseen. Our culture demands proof, evidence, a 5-year plan. It wants you to control every variable. But the path of the mystic is a path of radical trust. It is the faith that even when nothing seems to be happening on the surface of your life, a hidden divine intelligence is at work, weaving a pattern you cannot yet see. It is the courage to take a leap of faith without knowing where you will land. It is the deep knowing that the void is not empty. It is pregnant with all possibility. You learn to surrender to the mystery, not with passive resignation, but with active, joyful participation. This leads to the most liberating realization of all. You must embrace your own mystery. The system wants you to be a known quantity, a solvable problem, a collection of labels and data points. I am a man. I am an artist. I am an anxious person. These are all definitions, forms, but your true nature is not a definition. It is the undefinable. Amun teaches you to honor the parts of yourself that are unknown, that are contradictory, that are still emerging. Your greatest power and your most profound potential do not live in what you know about yourself. They live in the vast, unexplored territory of what you do not yet know. The goal of the ancient initiate was not to worship Amun, but to realize the ultimate truth. I am Amun. To shift their point of identity from the manifest form, the body, the ego, the personality of this lifetime, to the formless, silent, witnessing awareness that is the source of all experience. This is the great liberation. When you know yourself not as the wave, but as the ocean, the fear of the wave's dissolution, death, loses its power. You realize that you are the hidden, eternal one, simply dreaming a temporary, manifest dream. This is not philosophy. It is the frontier of modern science. The concept of the quantum field, the zero-point field, an invisible, intelligent, interconnected field of pure potential from which all matter and energy arise, is a scientific description of Amun. The ancient mystics knew this truth through direct perception. We are now, finally, proving it with our instruments. They knew that the universe is not an empty box filled with dead matter. It is a living thought in the mind of a hidden intelligence. You are not a random accident in a dead universe. You are a thought in the mind of God. And you have the ability to become aware of the mind that is thinking you. You are the ultimate paradox. You are a manifest, physical being, living in the world of light and form. You are Ra. And you are, at your core, the hidden, formless, silent source of that being. You are Amun. You are the wave and the ocean. You are the character in the story and the silent page on which the story is written. The purpose of awakening is not to choose between them. It is to hold this divine paradox in your heart without needing to resolve it. It is to be fully human and fully divine, fully manifest and fully hidden, all at the same time. This is the secret of Amun-Ra. This is the key to wholeness. Amun is the final answer to the eternal question, who am I? You are not your body. You are not your thoughts. You are not your story. You are the hidden, silent awareness that is witnessing the story. You are the sacred emptiness that makes all things possible. To journey into this truth is the deepest and most rewarding path a soul can take. It is the return to the source. If you are ready to walk this path of the mystic, to explore the silence of the void and the mystery of your own being, our newsletter, Insights Academy, was created for souls like you. It is a space for the truths that lie beyond words. The link is in the description. The Hidden One is not hiding from you. He is waiting for you to become quiet enough to finally hear his silence. If this video resonated with you, let us know by commenting. I understood it.